Star Wars is one of the most beloved movie franchises of all time, now featuring 11 movies that include 3 trilogies and 2 spin-offs. However, one is far more controversial and divisive than the rest. Star Wars: The Last Jedi was released in 2017, serving as the second part of the trilogy follow-up to the original 6 movies. Upon its release, the film was an immediate source of controversy, leading to instant backlash from fans surrounding the plot of the film and the direction taken by writer Rian Johnson, who took the reins from writer J.J. Abrams to write the 8th episode. 5 years later, the film is still part of mainstream conversation, showing the impression that it had on the fandom. Thanks to Rian Johnson's recent, unapologetic comments pushing back at fans, the movie is back in the headlines. In this video we are going to highlight what Johnson had to say about Star Wars fans that has fueled the flames once again. Before we dive into Johnson's bold comments, let's start by looking back at what made Star Wars: The Last Jedi so controversial. What was the reaction from the fans? The Last Jedi follows Rey as she seeks to find an isolated Luke Skywalker to learn the ways of the Force. Rey needs Luke's help as she works to help Princess Leia and the Resistance fight back against Kylo Ren, General Hux, and the First Order trying to obtain supremacy of the galaxy. Although The Last Jedi received some positive reviews from critics, there was plenty of distaste from fans, many even saying that Johnson ruined the storyline. The criticism surrounding the film did not spare many aspects of the film, but it centered largely around the character development and plot. One of the first subjects of fan criticism was the role of Luke Skywalker, whose demeanor in the movie was nothing like his hopeful demeanor in the previous films. Fans were not happy at his outbursts at Kylo Ren, and they were certainly not pleased to see Luke go at the end of the movie. The roles of characters like Admiral Holdo, General Hux, and Snoke were also questioned, as they were introduced and sacrificed with little backstory. In addition, the side plot of Rose and Finn was not well received, the reveal of Rey's parents was unfulfilling, and fans did not appreciate the turns and plot twists throughout the movie, including the moments where Luke Skywalker throws his lightsaber off of a cliff, and the ending where Luke is a hologram in his fight with Kylo Ren. Fans did not enjoy all the curveballs, highlighting that they were overdone. Others criticized Johnson for trying to make a Marvel movie with the silly humor and mixed-in jokes. Many felt that they were forced and tried too hard to make the film something that it was not.
Yes. Yeah, I know.
There was a lot of criticism that was also more unfounded, criticizing not just the character development and writing of the film, but the inclusion of a diverse cast. The Last Jedi featured the most inclusive and diverse set of characters yet, featuring a woman protagonist in Rey, several women playing prominent roles, a heroic black character in Finn, and multiple Asian characters like Rose. The diversity of the film led to racist comments and criticisms of the actors themselves. This even got to the point where fans harassed the actors online, like Kelly Marie Tran, who played Rose, and led her to take a break from social media, which led Rian Johnson to tweet to the trolls in her defense. Still, for good faith critics, the film was forgettable at best, and was a disappointment to many fans excited about the continuation of the Star Wars legacy. Now, here we are 5 years later, with the show hitting headlines once again. So, what did Johnson say that his fans so up in arms? Johnson's fiery comments. In recent interviews, Johnson has gotten into some extensive detail about his thoughts on the criticism from fans and pushed back against some of the backlash to the famous film. In response to the racist comments about the cast, Johnson said, quote, "It's all the same. There was a phase where the common wisdom was, don't feed the trolls. Ignore it. That's not true. You gotta shut it down, like a body fighting an infection." It was very heartening to see the huge outpouring of very vocal, "This is not who this fan base is," and shoving it out. These comments seem reasonable enough, especially when directed at the people who criticize the film solely for its diversity, which should be seen as a welcome addition to any movie universe. But here's what got the fans most upset. Johnson doubled down on the aspects of the film that die-hard fans hated the most, only annoying fans even more. In response to the controversial death of Luke Skywalker and the change of direction surrounding the character, Johnson told The Atlantic, "Look, in terms of the Star Wars movie I tried to give it a hell of an ending." He then went on to say, "I love endings so much that even doing the middle chapter of the trilogy, I tried to give it an ending. A good ending that recontextualizes everything that came before it and makes it a beautiful object unto itself. That's what makes a movie a movie." It feels like there's less and less of that. It's clear that he was focused less on maintaining the original film and more on trying to take it in a different direction. Now, Johnson is still fearlessly defending the choices he made in the film. Johnson even defended the silly humor that some fans found so out of place, saying, quote, "Anyone who thinks that slightly goofy humor does not have a place in the Star Wars universe, I don't know if they've seen Return of the Jedi. There's literally a scene where Han Solo is like a cartoon, tied up to a pole and a torch goes by him and he." Altogether, Johnson has no regrets about his choices and hasn't pulled any punches regarding his creation. That being said, The Last Jedi still had plenty of people who enjoyed it, and Rian Johnson is supposed to have a partnership with Disney to create another Star Wars trilogy. Johnson did not give us any insight on when we will see that happen though, saying it's just at this point a matter of schedule and when it can happen. "It would break my heart if I were finished, if I couldn't get back in that sandbox at some point." However, he says that he has been more focused on mystery movies for the time being, including his latest movie Glass Onion that just hit Netflix in December. So, only time will tell if, or when, we see another Star Wars film. Regardless, we hope that the next film will be able to find a better middle ground between Johnson and some of the fans.
I wanted to make just a great Star Wars. It's very scary until you step in and realize, okay, it's one.
What do you think of Ryan's comments? Do you think he has a point? Or do you think this only adds more controversy to The Last Jedi? Let us know in the comments. Share this video with your Star Wars fan friends to continue the conversation and see what their thoughts are. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the latest buzz surrounding your favorite films and movies. At the Weekday Watch, we provide you everything from honest reviews and season recaps to behind-the-scenes breakdowns and more. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.